Elena Blanca, it is such a pleasure having you with us today. Before we're going to get started, thank you very much for being a mentor in our Women in Tech Mentorship Program. Before we actually get a little bit more to the program, I thought it might be a good idea if you can introduce yourself. Elena, can we kick off with you?
Sure, thank you. So my name is Elena Yndurain. I'm a technology strategist. I'm specialized in launching new technologies into the market. So I've done that throughout my career, more than 20 years. I'll leave it as that. And so I launched, web, mobile, cloud, IoT, and now I'm working with quantum computing. I'm introducing that technology globally into the market, producing a product. So how do you transform a technology into something that's interesting for business? That's what I'm specialized in. And I'm currently doing that at IBM, but I've done it at other companies in Microsoft, Nokia, Ernst & Young, Oliver Wyman. And I want to thank you very much for having me in this program.
Thank you. Blanca, what about yourself?
I'm right now VP in Mastercard for Technology and Innovation. I'm leading the global relationship with one of our 4 global accounts, helping them in their global transformation, in general, of course, in the payment sector. And previously, I was working for Telefonica, and I'm an ex-consultant. If I have to define myself, I come from consultancy, and I've been working in PricewaterhouseCoopers as well, a long time. I'm an engineer, MBA. I'm not going to tell you in which school, sorry. But I've done all my life in this technology plus payment sector, so I think I have a good combination.
Elena, can you tell us a little bit more about your experience going through the Women in Tech Mentorship Program as a mentor?
Well, my experience has been amazing. When I was first invited to join the program, I was very honored because I'm actually an alumni from IE. I got my MBA here, my executive MBA, in 2002. So I thought it was a great opportunity to give back to the school. And I was very impressed with the quality of the student that I was assigned. I mean, I'm not surprised because I'm also a professor here, so I see the quality of the students. They're really good, the international MBA. The student that I got, she has a very strong STEM background, which is really surprising. And something that she had, which I loved, was that she wants to make a world better through technology. So technology is going to be embedded in everything. Like in our lives, we already use it all the time, and it's going to be everywhere, at our work and in every single industry. And the fact that someone who's actually doing an MBA wants to use it to help countries that are developing or people that are not so fortunate to have a better life through technology, I thought that was a very impressive statement that she made when we first started to work. So I love that twist that we had for the mentorship.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely, completely agree. I mean, I think our objective should always be make this place a world a better place. I mean, that is quite clear. Blanca, let's come a little bit to you. You obviously have interacted with our MBA students. What do you think? Why or how do they stick out in the tech industry or in the tech sector?
I must say that I'm also quite impressed about the integral education that IE is providing to the students, because beyond the content, I'm assuming that studying in IE, the content is going to be very good, okay? But apart from that, I think it's very important, the softer skills. And I think one of the mentors was previously saying something similar, that it's not only to have good hard skills, understanding the business, etc., but also to understand the dynamics of the sector and the industry. And I think that can be a differentiation and can be something that can make you success or fail. So I think these soft skills, for example, putting you in contact with senior people of the technology business, can give them some first-hand information, some insights that can be very valuable in their career.
So Elena, you in your introduction, you already mentioned you have worked for multiple companies, you have a long-standing experience in the tech industry. If you would have to give a couple of recommendations or even only one recommendation to our IE students in order to be successful in the tech industry, what would that recommendation be?
Well, I guess my recommendation is to continue having the passion they have for technology, because I feel they're very passionate about technology. They realize how technology is important nowadays. and to really bring in the knowledge they have from the MBA and from their previous experience to make technology more easy to use and more, how would I say, more appealing, right? Which is the path where we're heading to. And I think that's something that's unique to the IE, the fact that students not only have a really good understanding of business and the industries, but also how to make the usability, the user experience in a centered user design. So that's what I would encourage them to do, to continue with that passion and to translate that at their work. And also, especially for women, not to be scared of the technology world. Yes, there are a lot of men, but there are also a lot of women. You know, we're getting more of a parity there. We're getting more women in leadership. And I think it's great that they are setting themselves for a goal and a path in technology. So that's what I would recommend.
Thank you. You have now completed approximately 4 months of the mentorship program. Blanca, what did you learn over the past 4 months, and what do you think, what your mentee learned as well from the interaction with you?
Well, the first thing, and was very surprising and very positive, is how many talented young women we have. And that there is another person, at least my mentee, as organized as I am. So it was absolutely fantastic. We had super efficient sessions because we both think the same. So everything was like scheduled. We had an agenda. We thought different in some things, very similar in others, but the conversations were super, super fruitful. So for me, it was very interesting to see someone that is talented, that is self-confident, that is ambitious, that knows where she wants to go. And to be honest, it was very simple for me just to give her my advice, some suggestions, and together I think we defined kind of a 5-year plan that could help her in her career. So it was like super efficient and fantastic experience.
Elena, looking a little bit at this entire mentorship program, what do you think are some of the challenges involved in running such a program or being a mentor in such a program?
Well, I guess the challenge, one of the challenges, of course, is the age gap, right? So it's these women are starting, students are starting, well, most of them are reinventing their careers. They're much younger, right? And they're facing a different work environment. That's what I mean with the age gap, not so much that it's, you know, we're older or younger. It's more that the world, and especially the careers, have changed. So I remember when I started, you used to think that you were building a career in a company. And that is no longer so much the case. A lot of people are changing more often. You know, you're thinking more about a long-term career and how each company or each experience can enrich to that. So that's one of the things that I think is a challenge, is how do you convey that message and give some optimism with the world that's changing all the time, with all the challenges that we have at the workspace, right? It's a challenge and an opportunity, so that's one of them. You could think that in my case, that I live abroad, I live in Washington, D.C., that doing this mentorship digitally would have been a challenge, but actually it was not, thanks to the technology. We had WhatsApp, we had a lot of video calls, and so that worked really well. So I would say that it's not a problem. But yeah, the challenge is more the workspace.
Yeah.
Sorry, could I complement that? Because it's true that precisely because the work environment has changed so much, I came to the sessions and I realized how many options my mentee was putting on the table. She could do many things. There were like many ways or many paths that she could follow, and it's true that I think some years ago when we were starting, it was not the case. So it's true that the ocean is so big for them now.
Different. You have to build a different career path. It's more a career path rather than a path at a specific workspace.
Company, correct.
So it's more like a personal journey. What is my work and personal journey that I want to do? And that's, which I think is also the enriching part from them to work with us, right? Because they see like, how would it look like in the future when they see us? They see like a goal, right? Mm-hmm. Where can I head to? Where could my path lead me to? And that's what I also tried to convey my mentee when I worked with her. I said, you know, I also have a very strong STEM background myself. I also did an MBA at IE, so I know where you're going through. You know, you want to continue working with technology, you want to do business, but you can do both. It's not one or the other. You can be bilingual, and you speak many languages. Well, then you can be bilingual in technology and business. And it's a different world, but I said, don't, you know, you can go from one company. If you don't like it, you can change. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to embrace it. And that's what I really enjoyed, that to also see the difference, right, in how the work environment has changed.
Maybe Blanca, really quickly, what do you see in terms of critical success factors for a mentorship program and this mentorship program in particular?
I think there's one, and especially for the way I do things that I'm quite organized, to set up expectations and objectives. I think it's very important to be very honest, to get to the session and know what you want to get from it. If you just go to spend 1 hour talking about, I don't know, life, and I don't think it's going to be very successful. So if the mentee has very clear what she has to expect, and especially what she wants to get from that, the objective and the preparation, I think it's crucial,
Yes,
at least in my experience.
I had the same experience, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So Elena, Blanca, thank you very much again for this interview, but more importantly, thank you very much for being committed to the Women in Tech Mentorship Program. I see this obviously every single day. You clearly make an impact on the life of these young women, and looking forward in having more and more impact over the future as well. Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.